In this video, we're going to talk about how to form a histogram. Now, histograms are labeled with the midpoint. So I have created an extra column here, and the way you do that is you click on the column that you already have and you select Insert, Column Left, and it puts a whole column there to the left of it, which is what I've done. The midpoint, which is how a histogram is labeled, between 60 and 69, would be to add 60 and 69 and divide by 2. And that would give me 64.5. I could do the same thing for each of those, or I could just look at it and see the pattern and know that that one's going to be 74.5, 84.5, 94.5, 104.5, 114.5, and 124.5. So I've got my two columns that I need, and I'm going to highlight them. Don't highlight the headings, just the column. And Google has a really hard time doing histograms, so we're going to hit Chart. And a histogram is vertical, so we're going to select this vertical chart right here so that everything's vertical. We want to have the frequency going on the left and our midpoint on the bottom. So we're going to hit Use Column E as Labels. And when that happens, what we have here is we have the 60 to 75, and I would rather have that midpoint going there, which is right here. I'd just like to have it down here. So if I take off the Use Row 2 as Labels, it takes it off down here at the bottom. I'd really like to have these numbers at the bottom. So what we do is we go into Customize, and that's called a legend, and it's over on the right, so we want it to be on the bottom. The closest we can do for a histogram is just have this legend here at the bottom. We can change our title, and I can also tell everyone that these are the pulse rates and this is the frequency by going down and selecting the horizontal axis, which is this one. I can say that those are pulse rates, and it changes it once I hit enter. I can do a drop down and say left vertical, and I can say that that's the frequency, and that will put my frequency here, and this is my frequency that's here. So now I just say insert. I've got a nice pretty chart. Now you can see this arrow here at the bottom. That means that there's more on to the right. So I'm just going to make my chart a little bit bigger so I can see it. I keep sliding until it all appears. I can go up here to this little arrow and move it to its own sheet so that I can see it a little better. I can hit File, Download as PDF. I want that current sheet that I'm looking at. I'll just say Export. And you can see it opening here on my computer down here at the bottom. It's loading. You may have to look for it on your computer. Some computers put things on the desktop. Some have a big arrow up here at the top where you have to click to find your document. If all else fails, click on your little symbol for your downloads and look for recent places. But I can hit File, Save As. I'm going to put it on the desktop, and I'm going to call it Female Pulse Rates Histogram Stacy Reagan, so that if I have an instructor who's trying to figure out what I've done, it's in the title. And now I have a beautiful histogram, and it works well in Google.